develop a login application without the database. Okay, so what do you have to do now? We require a particular, say, login.html. In this login.html, what will be having? First, we will be having a username. Next, you will be having a password. Next, what you can have a password, right? So, after entering the username, say this is, you can consider as UN, okay? Username, and this you can say it as password, right? Now you will be having a button. Yes or no? So what that button is for? Login, right? Just say if I say login, then what will happen? So when I click this particular login button, okay, where it will go? First there will be a web container. What is it? Web container, right? So in this web container, what you will be having? You will be having one more server, one thing known as web server, and one more thing you can say it as a servlet. Okay, in this container you will be having a servlet. So we'll just write a servlet, right? So here you can say it as web server, right? Next, what you can say here? What's the servlet? Login servlet. Login servlet, right? So now what do you have to do? This entire thing is known as web container. Web container. So both these values are taken by whom? Are taken by the web server, right? And from this web server, the values are taken by the servlet. Okay, and what the servlet is doing? A response page is developed. Okay, response page is developed in this particular servlet, and this response page is given. This entire response page will be given to this particular web server, and web server will be giving it to the client user. Say one more page you can say. So these things will be given to the, and what you can say, welcome user. Okay, so we have to develop this particular application now. So for that we require HTML, and after that we require a particular login servlet. For the login servlet, again web.xml. So first, when you are developing an application, you have to create the directory structure. What is it? Directory structure. So what the directory structure consists of? Here, welcome application. Then previously web.inf, right? Now I want to develop another new directory structure for our login application, right? So what you can say, the root application name will be login application. So here you can say it as login application, right? Next, in this login application, you will be having a folder named as, yes, what is it? Web-inf, right? In this web-inf, you will be having a folder known as classes, and one more folder known as lib, right? So here you can say it as classes, and here you can say it as lib, right? Next, one more file is known as nothing but web.xml. Web.xml. So here what you can say, just you will be having the main application. Say first thing will be web.inf, and in the web.inf you will be having, yes, what are the three things you can say? Classes, lib and web.xml. And we require a HTML file, right? So that HTML file will be placed in this particular login.html, where at the root folder, in the root folder, right? Yes or no? So this is the directory structure, and is in this dot class files, in this classes files, what is required? Login servlet dot class, right? And do we require any library file? No, because we are not connecting with the particular database. So this is a directory structure for what? You can say login. Okay, directory structure. Fine. So where you have to save this thing is nothing but we'll create a folder first of all in programs, in Apache Tomcat, web apps. Okay, I will create a new folder known as what? Login. Okay, so already there is a name with login application. So what you can say, we have to create one more folder known as login app, right? So in this login app, I will be creating a login directory structure first of all. Now if you see in programs, Apache Tomcat, web apps, we will be having a folder known as login app. So we require the directory structure. What is the directory structure? You can say first in the web.inf. Next we have to create, what is that? Classes, and one more folder known as lib. It's optional for now because we are not using any library file, right? Now what you have to do, we have to write a HTML file first, then the particular classes login servlet I have to write, then the web.xml. The order you have to follow. So first HTML file. So the HTML file consists of the first tag known as HTML, main tag, right? Next you will be having body. Suppose if I am saying bg color equals to wheat, so we'll take the background as the wheat color, right? Now in this particular HTML we are having a tag known as form tag, right? So what you can say here, you can have center, you can have center, right? Now the next thing what you can say, we are having a tag known as form tag. In this form tag you have two attributes, one is action, and one more thing is known as method. What is it? Method. Okay, so first of all you are not using this particular method attribute. First we will be seeing the action. That action is nothing but the URL of the particular servlet. So in servlet mapping we write a URL pattern, right? That pattern and the action URL must be same, right? So here what you are mentioning, what is the application you are doing? Login. So what you can say, slash login, and you can say dot slash login. What do you mean by this dot slash login? It's nothing but http colon localhost colon 8088 port number slash the login app slash login. Instead of writing the entire thing, what you are doing here, just you are specifying a dot login, right? In this form action, first what you can say, user name. What is it? User name. Input type, we have a tag known as input type equals to text. Input type equals to text, right? So what is the text? You can say we require a name to get the value. So the name equals to what? Username. Username. What is that username specifies here? The value what you are writing in the text box. Whatever the value you are writing in the text box is represented by this particular username. Clear? Next, what you can say? Password. What is it? Password, right? So the password is nothing but input type equals to text. Input type equals to text, and name equals to, yeah, here you can have one more attribute known as password. Okay, so you want to take password, you can take the password. Next, the name is what? Password. Whatever the text box value you are writing, that will be stored in the name known as password, right? Next, what is the next thing you can say? We require a button, submit button we can take. So input type equals to submit, right? And the value equals to what you can say? Login. What is it? Login, right? Now here, what you are doing here? Just directly you can say close the particular form tag first of all, right? Next the center tag, next the body tag, right? And after that HTML. The file must be saved as what you can say in the path F programs Apache Tomcat web apps login app. In that directly you can say in the root application, what is it? Login.html, login.html, right? Next, what you can say after creating this, we required a Java code. What is it? Java code. So first what you have to do? Import javax dot servlet dot star, right? Next import java dot io dot star. Why we are using this java.io package? Because of print writer, because of a class known as print writer. So public, the class name must be public, the class must be assigned as public class, what you can say, login servlet implements servlet, right? So what's the first method we have to override? Public void init servlet config object, right? Yes or no? Next, what's the method? Public void service, or you can say before that we have one more method known as servlet config get config, right? Where the return type is what? You can say servlet config, we can have null, right? Next, public void service, servlet request comma request object comma servlet response, right? Which throws servlet exception comma exception, IO exception, right? We write that service method for before, afterwards first we write the other methods. What is it? Public string get info, get servlet info returns null, right? Yes or no? Next, what you can say? Public void destroy, right? Now we have to write the service code. What is the service code? You can say first we have to create an object known as print writer out equals to response dot get writer, right? So what's that get writer method? Generates the object of print writer, because it's a factory method, right? Next, after this, what do you have to do? I have to get the values. From the HTML. Yes or no? First thing, the values are taken by the web server. Fine. From the web server, who is taking the login servlet. So in the login servlet, I have to get the values, right? Without the values, you cannot log in. So how to get the values? From the particular HTML. In this particular package known as servlet, we are having a class servlet request. So what is the servlet request? You can say, is the spelling correct? Just confirm the spelling. Java p space javax dot servlet request. So what you can say, Java p space javax dot servlet dot servlet request. We are having a class known as servlet request. In this servlet request, we have a method known as get parameters. What is it? Yes, what is that method? Get parameters, right? So what is the get parameter argument? You can say string. What is the return type? You can say string. So whenever you call this method, what will be returned? String only will be returned, right? Yes or no? So we have to call this particular method present in servlet request. So we have to use the request object, right? So who is generating this particular request object? The servlet engine or the servlet container is generating this particular request object and response object and calling the method known as service method, right? So now what you can say, first the username we are getting, right? So request dot get parameter. So what is that parameter? Directly from the HTML you copy this particular parameter name. Don't type it, just copy it. Next, what you can say, the return type will be string, right? So what is that return type? You can say username. Okay, you'll get the username from the HTML. That name contains the values. That value is retrieved in this particular servlet, right? Next, what you can say, string password equals to request dot get parameter, right? So what is that? You can say again copy the particular attribute. So what you can say, password, right? Save it. Now if you want to say you want to log in, first of all password must be checked, right? But we don't have any database connectivity. You're not connecting to the database. So by default I'm assuming a password known as admin123. What is it? Admin123. So if password dot equals, we have a method known as equals to check the content, right? Equals admin123. What is it? Admin123. Then what you can say, we have to say out dot println the HTML code. What you can say, body is bg color equals to some value, we are taking wheat. Next, what you can say, center h1 tag, right? Close this particular part. Next, out dot println, what you can say, welcome user. So we have to print the value, right? So where is the value? Value is in the username, right? Welcome user. So plus what you can say, to home page, to, right? Just I'm adding the particular message. Next, close the particular tags in the reverse order. So first h1, next center, next body, next right? Close this particular part. Then you have to close this particular if. Yes or no? Else what you can write? So if I want to write both the things directly, I will write say out dot println above and close the tag below. Here out dot println invalid password. Invalid password. Try again. Yes or no? So this is a thing we have to execute. Next, okay. Now, yeah. So here what is it? Request dot get parameter, right? So now, if it is there, after this thing, out dot close, right? Clear? Now save this file. First copy the servlet, what is it? Login servlet class name. Then file, save, and that login app you have web.xml classes. Save the file as what? Login servlet dot java. Don't type copy that part. Okay. Next we have to select the path, right? So in the classes we have the login servlet. Copy the path in this F drive, cd space, paste that particular path, say enter, then java c. What you can say? Java c space, what is that? Login servlet dot java, right? We got the dot class file. Next we have to write the web.xml. Web.xml. So first what you have to write? Web hyphen app, right? In that web hyphen app we are having a servlet tag which has the registration name. So what is that? Servlet name. Servlet name. What you can take? Login slash servlet name. What is that? Servlet name. This is the registration name, and that registration name has this particular class to indicate which class it represents. So what is the class? We have to just copy that particular class and paste it, right? So next what you can say? Close the tag servlet class, right? Then close the servlet tag. After that we are having a tag known as servlet mapping. So in this servlet mapping, same again the registration name will be the, just copy that particular registration name, paste it. Okay. Next what you can say? We are writing the URL pattern. So the URL pattern must be same as whatever you have given in this particular action tag, without the dot. Directly paste it here, then close this particular URL pattern, right? So what you can say? Close the servlet mapping, right? And close the web app. So where you have to save this particular file? Known as in the web.inf web.xml. Now we have to check whether the web.xml is written correctly or not. How to check it? Nothing but open with the particular browser. So if you are getting the code correctly, means you have written the particular part correctly, right? Next what you can say? We have to run the server. So Apache Tomcat bin, we have a Tomcat 7 icon. Just double click it, and we have to write the particular URL pattern, right? So what is that? You can say http colon slash localhost colon 8088 slash login app, and the what's the first page we want the first page as login.html, right? So we have to type the particular login.html. Through login.html I will be going to the particular servlet when I click the submit login button, right? Now what you can say? Open the browser, in the browser you just can take this part, we are pasting this particular path, okay, and say enter. So everything is correct, right? Localhost 8088 slash login app login.html, right? So what I am doing here, I have to give the username first of all, okay? So I am giving the username Rahul, same password, right? So what I am writing? Some password, just a login. But what you are getting? Invalid username or password. Why? Because I have given the password wrong. What is the password you have to give? Compulsory admin 1 2 3 admin 1 2 3. Then if you enter welcome Rahul to home page. Welcome Rahul to home page. Right? You're getting this particular value, right? Yes or no? Is this point clear? Just you have to arrange this particular page by using the front end. Right? So this is what, how to develop a login application without the database. Clear?